almost. I mean, you can get there probably at 10 or 11 or 12 o'clock. But I want to get the dash cam of the scenery, and I shouldn't be pushing myself that hard. You'll be beat. It's not good to do that. I should stop and sleep. If this was like Ohio or something like that, I'd maybe go ahead and drive in the dark some. But I'd kind of like to drive in the day and get the view. I might want to watch all this again. I hope that I'm taping. I hope it turns out. So I've never gone through here before. He noticed I was wearing these rings, and he says, "Are you?" He said it in a polite way and everything, but he said something about, "Are you a Hindu or something like that?" And this is, yeah, these are astrological rings, or the one is. He said something about a fast. He says, "Do you fast? Are you doing a fast?" And he was like motioning in my ring. And I said, "Oh, this is a for the astrology." And he says, "Yeah, we did do a fast last week." And I was like, "How do you know?" I did a fast last week. He says, "Yeah, I did a fast last week." Apparently he notices people's fingers. I don't know. He's observant about what people wear and stuff. Maybe he knows somebody that does that. I said, "Yeah, there's 2 fasts that I do generally. I do the Shivratri fast," and I told him about the lingam. I think he knew about the lingam. He knew that it's a stone, what it looks like. He must, he probably sees a lot of people. Maybe Hindus come out here and dig geodes, I don't know. Maybe they sell them in their gas stations or something. I don't know what they, he might see a lot of different people. He probably sees more people than I do. And they like stuff like that too. I didn't even know people would recognize that. Most Americans would just say, "Oh, he just likes rings." Yeah, we had a fast last week. I was going to leave the day after the fast. I was thinking of leaving the day after. And I think today's a better day to leave for the weather. But I was going to leave the day after, and then the issue with the alternator came up. And so I'm glad that happened, and the only reason that alternator came up is I drove out to La Crosse with that goofy camera, that GoPro, and I had to take it back. If I wouldn't have done all that running around, I'd be maybe getting to that now, and I'd be starting to have trouble. And I'd be out here in the middle of nowhere with a bad alternator. So it really worked out for the better. I mean, it seems like kind of an unfortunate thing, but it isn't. Because otherwise I would have broke down. I would have been out here broke down. I would have ended up out here for a couple extra days, just broken down. I probably would have just stayed here and went back home. I probably wouldn't have made it to Arkansas. But he says it's been kind of dry. probably a good time to dig geodes. It's a little too dry up in Mt Ida too. Okay, what's this? We don't want to go right by our road, that's for sure. There's a big truck stop on the corner. I think it's a ways south. There's a Love's or something like that right on the corner. And that's my first place that I could sleep overnight. Lewis. Yeah, this is Casey's. I don't think this is it. I should have looked at the notebook to see what it's called. I think we've got a ways to go yet, though. Maybe you should wash the window again. It's there's bugs or something out there that are crashing into the windshield, making it dirty. I'll stop up here at that Love's and I'll get some gas. I'll top off the tank and I'll wash the windshield again. Yeah, that might be the Warsaw Formation right there. Or the rocks that are above or below it. I don't... but it's a narrow band, and that's where the geodes are. There's like a band of where all the geodes are. Kind of a clay material. But sometimes it's kind of tough to dig through. But it's sort of like a hard clay. And the geodes are embedded randomly in it. I don't know what that is, how that formed. I mean, I did a thing when I was a kid on how they're formed individually, but as a strata, I wonder what that is. I actually did a diagram, and I did a display when I was in high school, like 9th or 10th grade, and how the actual process of the individual geode formed.